so I think Ascended Heroes is going to be $20 to $25 per pack on release on streams, and between $14 and $17 per pack on TCG Player. And before you crucify me in the comments, let me make one more take that is going to piss people off. It's exactly what Pokemon wants. That's right, depending on what AI-generated title YouTube chose to show you, I think Pokemon likes scalpers, and I think Pokemon is doing this on purpose. In the past, we've had releases that, they're not reprinting enough, they're not restocking enough, all your R words that you don't know the difference between the two, or if there is a difference. But then this new set comes out. After all the Pokemon's, attempts at keeping the market quenched, they make the tweets, they send out the Instagram reels, oh, we're working hard to meet demand, blah, blah, blah. New set comes out, Ascended Heroes. It comes out January 30th, kind of. And this is the route Pokemon decides to take. Just let's listen to this. This is crazy. So there are 6 different SKUs as of now for Ascended Heroes. There's the 2-pack blister, the 3-pack sticker thing, the poster collection, the mini tins, the ETBs, and the booster bundles. Now, if you're Pokemon and you're claiming that you want to get market prices, figured out, get them where they're not 2 digits day one, and if you're Pokemon and you're going, okay, how do we get more packs in the hands of the players? And you're Pokemon and you're going, how do we keep TCG Player from completely obliterating all the inventory day one every time someone uploads? Wouldn't you, as Pokemon, put out the booster bundles like, January 30th? The booster bundles with 6 packs in them and no other bullshit? Wouldn't you do that? Maybe not. Maybe as Pokemon you said, that wouldn't make sense. So maybe as Pokemon, you put out the 10-pack poster collection. You still make a little bit of extra money on the poster. That's where the profit margins must be. But there's 10 packs in the poster collection. That's pretty good, right? But no, you're not going to do that one. Okay, well, what about the ETB? ETB, that's got a promo card and 9 packs. So that's pretty good. Get 9 packs on the market with 1 SKU. That would make... Oh, shit, we're not doing that one either. You know what Pokemon's doing? January 30th. Release day of Ascended Heroes, they're putting out the sticker collection, that's 3 packs, and this 2-pack blister collection, that's 2 packs. So if you bought one of each SKU on January 30th, you get 5 packs. So if you go out to the store on the release date of a brand new Pokemon set, a Pokemon set in the biggest bullish of bull markets ever, this is the first release ever that we've only had 2 SKUs available at release. And certainly the first release ever that the SKUs are as shitty as they are. 2 or 3 packs, that's your choices for the hottest set in the bull market. And yeah, Pokemon's doing this on purpose, guys. Come on. And here's why I think it's on purpose. Because the booster bundle, if you guys don't know, it is a little cardboard box with 6 packs in it and nothing else. There's no bullshit stickers, there's no coins, there's no posters, there's no figures, there's nothing. It's just packs. That's not the second SKU to come out, not the third, but the very last one. That's right, we're not getting booster bundles until April 24th. The set releases January 30th, but we're not even going to get the most efficient way to get packs until April 24th, and Lord knows there'll be a delay. Now, as I said, there is a poster collection coming out, which I believe when Black and White was released, the poster collection came out on the release date. I might be wrong, quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. But the poster collection for this Ascended Hero set has 10 packs in it. So, okay, maybe they can't get it out on day one, but certainly they'd get it out, day 2 in February release. No, they're doing that one in March. So it's 2-pack blister, 3-pack sticker collection. Fast forward to February 20th now. Now we get the ETB. The past several ETBs have been a month late, so we're not even guaranteed an ETB that day, but let's say Pokemon does a good job. Now we have an ETB on February 20th. That's 9 packs per ETB. And we also get this, mini tins. That's right, mini tins also come out on February 20th, which those have 2 packs in them too. So we're doing better. January 30th, we get 5 total packs if you buy all the SKUs. And then the February 20th SKUs, we get 11. And we don't get anything better than that until a whole month later, March 20th. We are a quarter of the way through 2026 now, and that's when the 10-pack poster collection comes out. I think the poster collection came out like day 1 for Black and White, but no, not this time. Poster collection comes out now, where you get 10 packs per SKU Awesome. And you better buy a shitload of those because, like I said, after the poster collection, we're in a desert until April 24th when the booster bundle comes out, and there's finally no bullshit, there's just packs, and there are 6 packs. It's a specialty set, so there's no booster box. The booster bundle and the ETB are basically the closest things you're going to get to a good pack efficiency unless you want a stupid poster. It is so painfully clear to me, and I don't know why people aren't more... Everyone's pissed off at GameStop right now. There's all this pissiness at GameStop. We already forgot about the guy that started his own fake eBay and then went back to eBay with his between his legs. We already forgot about that guy. We're not mad at him anymore. Now we're mad at GameStop. But no one ever seems to be mad about the big bad, the Nintendo, the Game Freak, the creatures, the Pokemon. I don't understand how no one is looking at this like this is not a cash grab. Because here's the thing, they like the hype. They're happy their shit is selling for 3 or 4 or 5x what it should be on release date. It's so painfully obvious. And don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm not mad. I'm mad that other people aren't mad. You know, they're all pissy about their GME, you know, they're pleasing their stockholders. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. Do I like it? Do I think you should be buying a $2,500 instant patent? No. But it's so funny that everyone's focused on this little corporation, GameStop, and they're not looking at the $160 billion behemoth that has the stuff that they're pissed off is being priced poorly. There's a lot of good alliteration there. And I've said this in a previous video about Team Rocket Joey, who was talking about, hyper shills basically saying, oh, Ascended Heroes is going to be expensive, but really it's not because they'll be available in big box stores, and it's not all about the little vendors like me with our distributors. There's another whole... What he was wrong about there, and I've already talked about it, and no hate, but he was insinuating that, the Southern Hobbies Alliance, Peach State, GTS, the people that work with like me and Danny and Colin and Nostalgianomics, he was thinking that we were on like a different time schedule than the big box retailers like Walmart, GameStop, Best Buy, Target. He was insinuating that they would probably get the ETB and the booster bundles on release. They wouldn't have to wait like we are. What he was wrong about, and I've already pointed this out, was this stuff's not a delay. ETBs and booster bundles aren't delayed. The release date is March 24th and April 24th, whatever it is. Like, that's when the product comes out everywhere. When I go to, we'll say, Alliance's distribution website, and Alliance says, oh, this ETB comes out March 20th, that comes out March 20th everywhere, including the Pokemon Center. That release date is for that SKU everywhere. So the me, Danny, Nostalgia, Collins, all the people with distribution, we're getting the same exact release date information as big boxes. There's not a delay. It's not like, oh, well, yeah, PokeNE's getting ETBs in February, but like, you can go to Walmart and buy them. Like, no, like that's not how it works. Now, once a product is released in the wild, the first initial release, then there can be differences. Like, for example, I might never get a case of Prismatic Evolution ETBs ever again, but there could be 50 gajillion restocks at Walmart or Costco. Like, now we're separate. It's all done now. But with Ascended Heroes, nobody, including the Pokemon Center, will have ETBs available on January 30th when the set comes out. Unless Pokemon does something they've never done before. That's always a possibility, and I always want to put that out as a caveat, because Pokemon can and does do whatever the hell they want. But based on previous specialty sets and normal sets, that has not been the case. The release date is the release date. Now, Danny Phantom, he just released a video, basically... It was someone in the comments called it a Danny rant tump. I thought it was hilarious. But Danny was talking about his struggles with allocations for this set. His numbers, I guess, weren't up to snuff, in his opinion. And I'll save you guys the trouble if you don't want to click over there. It was similar-ish to Prismatic Evolutions. There were some things he's getting more of, and some things he's getting less of. The problem is, as I was listening, and as he stated, a lot of the stuff he's getting more of, it's SKUs with less packs. So for example, I'm making this up, like he might be getting 10% more sticker collections of Ascended Heroes than he did Prismatic Evolution, but the sticker collection only has 3 packs. And simultaneously, he's getting 10% less ETBs than he did with Prismatic Evolution. And ETBs have triple the packs. And, Danny in his video mentions this is going to be a waived release, and it's going to be there's a word he used, we'll say segmented. So the segments are the January 30th, you get the 2-pack and the stickers, and then February 20th, the ETB, March. That would be what I'd call like a segmented release. Like they release products every couple months. The waves are what we've been kind of used to recently, where Phantasmal Flames, for example, that was a waved release, allegedly. I don't know where Wave 2 is, but where, Alliance Distribution's like, hey, you got 500 booster boxes coming, Brian. We're sending you 250 now, and then within the next 5 to 6 weeks, you'll get your other 250. That would be a wave. And from what I understand, watching Danny's video, this is going to be a waved release. And he combines, he does a good job of explaining, okay, well, this wave I'm getting way less than I did with Prismatic, but by wave 2, it's about equal. So he does a really good job deciphering which, like the quantities of like wave 1, wave 2, and combined. Regardless, it doesn't sound very promising, the amount of things he is getting. And there are going to be people in the comments who are like, oh, well, yeah, but Costco's going to get everything. Will they, though? And even if they do, okay, they're going to probably limit people to 1 item per person, because that's kind of common sense at this point. So if every person got 1 of each SKU, they're only getting 5 packs. And if they want more than 5 packs, they're going to have to probably pay up quite a lot. Now, going back to Danny's numbers, I don't know how much bigger his store is compared to mine, but if I go back to Prismatic Evolutions, I was very, very disappointed by how many of everything I got. I did not get nearly enough to quench demand, and I actually looked, and you can see this in a video if you dig far enough back. I did the math, and the amount of people who signed up, not who were in my email list, but who specifically signed up to be notified about Prismatic Evolution specifically, the amount of people that signed up for that list, if I gave each one of those people a pack, I would only have like a third of that list covered. Not an ETB, not a sticker collection, not to put 1 pack. If I opened all this shit, that's how little I got compared to the demand. And there are going to be people out there that go, well, yeah, PokeNE, Brian, like you're just some little shop in Omaha. Danny Phantom, you're just a little shop in Wisconsin, whatever. Like, you guys are little guys. Okay. Tell me, Bobby, if I'm so little, why do I have 80,000 people in an email list where every time a product release, I click go and 80,000 people get notified? You might go, oh, well, yeah, but Gamestop has, 880,000 people. And I say to that, okay, Chief, but let's look at percentages here, because people don't understand ratios or percentages. You can't say that I am a small store with 80,000 people in my email list and then also say that, oh, you're getting enough product, leave some for the kids at Walmart. Like, my store has 80,000 people. So if there was a logical amount of inventory Pokemon was releasing, I would be able to quench the thirst of at least a good majority of those people. Like, someone with 80,000 people in their email list should get enough product to satisfy that list. Walmart has 5 billion people in their list, whatever it is. They should get enough product to satisfy that list. It's all relative. It's all ratio-wise. I hope that makes sense. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but you can't pick and choose which stat to look at. I'm either a big store or a small store, but either way, in every set before this crazy bull market, I had enough inventory to quench the demand. When we had 40,000 people on our email list, it was probably when, I don't know, Obsidian Flames came out. And I got enough Obsidian Flames to where pretty much everyone was happy. They didn't all get a booster box, but they all got something. That's not the case with Ascended Heroes. It's not been the case for like any set in the past year. So there is a shortage. Pokemon is printing a shortage. This isn't a PokeNE problem. This isn't a Danny Phantom problem. Like, this is an everything problem. And as Danny said in his video, it's not only a lack of individual products being printed, it's where they're allocating their resources. Like, why on earth are we waiting until April 24th to get a booster bundle? Because they want it to be that way. They want the packs to be $20 a pack on the secondary market. I'm just really trying to wrap my head around how anyone could look at that and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. The only rebuttal I'm going to hear, this is a comment that I'm expecting after this challenge, is, oh, well, Brian, maybe they're trying to print as many booster bundles as they can because that is going to be the most sought after set, and they're going to wait to release them until the end when they're all printed. No, Timmy, no, because as Danny said, this is a waived release set already. They already have acknowledged that they're going to need multiple waves for each SKU. So if that were the case, they would release a wave 1 of booster bundles on release date and then still have a wave 2 and or a wave 3 throughout the process. They're choosing not to put booster bundles out. They are doing this on purpose because they like scalpers. Let's look at GameStop for a second. Who is one of GameStop's biggest partners? Who sponsors GameStop more than any other company out there? Pokemon. There are not a lot of other shops worldwide that have Pokemon cards with the shop's logo printed on them. The GameStop promos with the big GameStop text, that's a thing. There are also not a ton of stores out there that have exclusive store products. I'm looking at you, Moltres UPC, but only in America. Goes out to you, Rattle. There's been EV collection things exclusive to GameStop, the Moltres UPC exclusive to GameStop. In my 5-year career, I think there's been maybe 5 to 8 exclusive items that Pokemon only allows GameStop to sell. Not to mention all the promo cards, all the promotional little gimmicks, the events. Like, Pokemon and GameStop have been in bed for years. Pokemon knows what GameStop's doing, obviously. They're not, like, oblivious to it. So, for those that are like, oh, Brian, we're saying Pokemon like scalpers, that's crazy talk. They like GameStop, and you called them a scalper in the last 10 Dr. Applesauce videos you commented on. So, I mean, I guess they like one scalper, right? There's a lot of picking and choosing going on that I'm witnessing in the comment section on YouTube right now. A lot of picking and choosing, and I just want consistency. And it's so painfully obvious that this is just a fact, but everyone's too busy bitching at individual LGS locations, individual YouTubers, hyper shills, GameStop, freaking PSA. Everyone's pissed at PSA. Again, that guy that made the snipe eBay clone that sucked at it. Hand.